Now playing the Hook and Bridge podcast.
I fucking love Kesha. I'm telling you, I'm the worst person to have a podcast. I can barely speak.
Oh my god, I love this!
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hook and Bridge podcast. I am your host, Harley, joined by no co-host today. But we have a super special guest today. We have coming off of the new EP just released here in June. It is called Too Much, and a personal favorite song of mine from that EP is Gotta Be Rain. I'm a guitar player, so the guitar solo in that song is sick as hell, man. So we're going to jump into all of that, but please, everybody, welcome Chavar Dontae to the show. Chavar, how are you, sir?
I am great. It's great to be here.
Fantastic, man. So you're LA based now, correct?
I'm back and forth actually between Toledo, Ohio and LA. So I finished everything. Yeah, I have a studio in Toledo, and also I work out of a studio, Portia Street in LA as well. So
Ohio
yep.
native here, so I understand
Oh,
where you're coming
word.
from.
Word.
Yeah.
What part of Ohio?
So I've played a lot of shows in Toledo, specifically around the Toledo University area.
Okay, awesome.
But I am from East Liverpool, Ohio originally. So that
Okay,
eastern
word.
seaboard near like Canton, Akron area.
Okay, word. I'm very familiar. I've gone down to Akron Recording Company a few times
Yeah.
myself. Yeah, man.
I believe, is that where the Black Keys recorded, right?
I'm not sure if that's where they recorded. This cat Benny that owns it, him and his wife own it now. Like I've been going down there for maybe the past like 5 years or so, like
Okay.
for projects. So, but it's a dope spot. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the Akron scene is definitely kicking, man. But Toledo, that I had some good times back in the day in Toledo, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. We've got Frankie's that's been around forever. Like Smashing Pumpkins played, I think it was the first stop on Gish tour there at
Yeah.
Frankie's here in Toledo. So yeah, man.
That's
I'm glad to see like that place still around and still kicking, So
right. Now, what do you think comparatively from Toledo to LA? LA's got to be a whole different experience, right?
yeah, for sure. For sure. And I hang out in Echo Park. That's where I record at too. But like the Echoplex is down there. There's just a lot going on, man. Like
Right.
it's just just a hub for like bands, and people like just doing their thing and new music. So
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Especially like unique genres. There's a lot more diversity in the music scene in LA and like the West Coast in general compared to the East Coast. We tend to stay involved in the specific country, rock, blues, your basic genres, not really a large mixture, where the LA scene seems to have a lot more of like that blend kind of atmosphere.
Yeah, for sure. And that's like for me, like I kind of like live in all these spaces that kind of navigating and blurring these lines. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I dig it, man, for sure.
So are you originally from Ohio then, or where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Saginaw, Michigan, and I grew up kind of crazy. So I was like there and all through elementary, I would say from second or third grade on, I was like Saginaw and Toledo, Holland, Ohio, right outside of Toledo and Toledo, like every year, like half of third grade, half of fourth grade, half of fifth grade, all of sixth grade in Ohio, all of seventh grade in Saginaw. So like that
Right.
all the way through high school. It was pretty wild.
So what was the reason for the non-permanent moving?
Well, I grew up living with like my grandparents some of the time. Early in life, my dad is in the military, so I even lived in Texas too, like before
Mhm.
school. So I lived in like Killeen, but like many of us have gone through interesting family dynamics.
For sure.
Yeah, that.
I also had unpermanent residences all the way until high school.
Oh, okay. So yeah, yeah, for sure, you get it,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, so it kind of like, in my experience, it just built like this part of it was like not knowing what was next, but also it just kind of made me feel like a citizen of the world in retrospect, like
Mhm.
being in all these different places and meeting new people and figuring out where I fit in and like going to new school. Now, luckily, in Ohio, I always went to the same school district, but
Right.
in Michigan and other places, I was in a different school all the time. So it was just like, something new, we'll say all the time.
So with that experience as an adult now, do you feel that um having that in your childhood helped you develop a sense of resilience to people, but also as a double-edged sword, the resilience resulted in lack of intimacy and closeness with people, you know what I mean? Because my childhood, I never got close to anybody. It was constantly I'd make a friend and then move, make a friend and then move. So I developed this resilience for rejection and constant like change, but at the same time I do have struggles making friends and keeping relationships.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. So, there's definitely like a resilience built because economically, I lived in completely different worlds from one place to the other. So, like, completely different. So, on one hand, yeah, I definitely felt like I had, I had a difficult time really opening up, being vulnerable for a substantial period of time, if we're being, totally honest, looking back at it. And it's still, and even to this day, I feel like I've always been kind of reserved. And that came out of safety, though, like being
Hmm.
young, like it was like a defense mechanism in a way. And partly you knew that I kind of got used to like not being around when you're not around like your parents and stuff like that, and you get used to that and it doesn't bother you. I don't know, it's almost like builds like a callus, for like intimacy. So it's like, okay,
Right.
this person can be here and then not, and then it's okay, and it's not malicious. You just kind of get like programmed that way for me, and it was like not out of anything but coping. That's just what it is. Like this might be my best friend, and I might never see this
Right.
person again.
Right.
you know? Yeah, but like it also gave me like, being an artist and being sensitive and like growing up that way, you kind of have to hide and mask that sensitivity and that vulnerability, which is honestly like the core of being, for me, like an artist and what I put and what I kind of channel and hear in my music.
Hmm.
But yeah, like all of that comes into play for sure. Absolutely.
Well, and a lot of that sensitivity and vulnerability shows through in this EP. Your songwriting compared to your last work, this one comes off much more of personal and close to the chest, right? That this one feels much more like you're telling your story. Um, Specifically, Rain and the track that follows, which is called ba, 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 "I'll Be Fine." So
Yeah.
those two back to back tell a very powerful message. Um, I'm gonna let you say it because I have my theories, but I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, that's well, thank you. And those two are actually linked together too. So that's like interesting that you saw that too. But they're kind of they're definitely linked together. It's just really like an extension. They're an extension of one another. But yeah, Rain for me was like it's telling the story from two people's perspectives, but it's kind of how I had to deal with that. Like we were talking about being resilient, but it's kind of me dealing with reality that there's going to be terrible times. Stuff is it's going to be no easy way for me to get to where I want to get to. There's always going to be stuff going wrong, but somehow just figuring out how to like hang in there, you know?
Right.
So, and, uh, and I'll be fine too, just in a different way. It's telling the same thing, you know, like just trying to figure out this life and day to day and like what matters, you know? And even though like I know it's going to be okay, it feels like this tremendous amount of pressure and a tremendous amount of uncertainty and at times like not knowing if I'm ever just going to have these things of normalcy for myself, you know,
Hmm.
that I'm so you kind of see and surrounded by coming up, you know, the way that
Yeah.
we both did. And not only that, social media, just seeing what's portrayed in the lives of other people too. And it's like, man, like, you know, but, and then coming from the place of speaking to trying to get it right for someone else, you know? So,
Yeah, I felt like so Rain has this almost like worldly message to it about like honestly a message that I feel that we need a lot right now in this country is times are going to be tough, times are going to be dark, bad things will happen in life. That's the journey that we are on in life. That's what life is you have to understand the realistic fact that like it is not always going to be a ray of sunshine, and things are going to rain on your parade. You know what I mean? So it's this worldly message, but then right after that sick ass guitar solo, we bounce into "I'll Be Fine," which to me felt like we've taken the worldly message and now we're explaining your experience with that worldly message and getting into what rained on your parade.
absolutely. Yeah, that's a great take. Like, I love it.
So, is there a specific instance that inspired "I'll Be Fine"? Like, is there a person or something that did rain on your parade?
Well, there's so many, to be honest. And so let me give you a little backstory too. So I wrote that chorus. Most of this EP I wrote between December 26th and New Year's Day. I wrote "I'll Be Fine" on New Year's Day. Now the chorus of Rain I wrote in like 2015 or 14 in Texas in a studio in Corpus Christi. I just woke up in the middle of the night, recorded the chorus, and it's just been hanging around. Like I
Right.
just woke up and it was like just a live with the 57 and a guitar. That's it. And just recorded this chorus. And then a buddy of mine, actually from Cleveland area, I sent it to him and he was like came up with this drum sort of pattern loop. And then that was it. And then we came back and revisited this thing. Actually, Elias Malin he plays with like Filter and like tons of bands. Really, really awesome. Last minute
Yeah.
that came together. But yeah, I just like the way that I look at music. I went to music school and all of that stuff, and I can like write a song. I know what chords will go with what. I kind of know, but like these songs just feel like I just feel like I'm just channeling. So I'm just hearing something and
Mhm.
through my lens though, right? And this is just it's like kind of bizarre in a good way, but I feel like I don't even almost have control over how this is flowing through like my body. Like it's coming through my filter, but the message is still kind of universal, you know? But like
Right.
I feel like I'm literally like listening to something and catching catching this thing, you know? And it like Yeah, so all those songs kind of like I had that chorus, but all of these things just kind of happened like that and flowed like very organically. And I just tried to let myself be in a space of peace as much as I can to hear these things. 'Cause I don't really have like, I just hear them when I hear them. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I can sit down and work on something, and that's usually like music. But as far as like these messages, I just like I just feel like I'm channeling them. I don't even feel like I know that I technically wrote them, but I feel like I did it though. You know?
Right.
So
Right. I
same
think
with
that
the solo too. You know?
yeah, oh, yeah, we're gonna talk about that. So I think that when we're channeling that, like, I think the universe gives you the song, right? The universe gives you the message, but it all pulls from like that repressed and suppressed internalness that you've had for so long that you're finally just getting to let all of it out on paper, which is therapeutic, right? It's got to be incredible to kind of feel the lift on your shoulders, right?
Absolutely. And you know, the music is such a part of my just my genetic makeup. Like I don't even know it's hard to even imagine what it would be like not having that sort of process happen
Right.
happen organic like it does, you know. But it for sure is. It's like if there was something that was an external sort of like therapy, that's what, you know, it is this constant sort of thing to deal with it and to cope with. And I almost think sometimes that like having this world, even as a kid, like going into, I always felt like I would go into a different universe listening to
Yeah.
music. You know what you know what I mean?
Right.
So, and it's like it feels the same. It's even after completing a song, I don't even feel like I did it. Like it's like why I don't even know how to explain it. It's like I'm just listening to something else. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
someone else did.
So speaking of this guitar solo, and you brought up Filter earlier, which is great reference. Are you more of a 90s guy because your guitar style is heavily 60s and 70s influenced?
Yeah, you know, like I listen to so much music. It's like it's bizarre in a way because I listen to so much music, and when I started, for sure, like not 90s, like grunge, harder rock, like even just stuff like from Radiohead, Incubus, all of this stuff. And I also listened to like all of this stuff like Talking Heads,
Yeah.
like Wham, like Devo, right? Like all of this stuff. Kraftwerk, this
Oh,
German
okay.
band.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I know
that was like
Kraftwerk.
that was one of the first songs that I consciously remember knowing, and I just thought everyone knew who Kraftwerk was. So I like had those kind of early influences and people listening to all kinds of stuff from like, well, being in Michigan and Ohio, of course you have Detroit Rock City, but you also have like Motown stuff and you
Mhm.
also have like all of this stuff. And then when I went to music school, I got heavily into jazz and classical. So, and I spent some years exclusively listening to those genres of music. And so I just have all of this stuff kind of seeped into my playing.
See, because that guitar solo to me screamed Jimmy Page. It was, like, very, like, Led Zeppelin or, also a little bit of Joel Walsh in there, right? Some
Ah,
Eagles. Like, it was that, but I also know you love Jimi Hendrix. I've seen a lot of you playing some Hendrix type stuff, but this solo specifically just felt a lot more of, like, that Zeppelin, Eagles, almost a yacht rock mixed with that, like, harder classic rock.
yeah, for sure. And it's like for sure, like those intervals and that too,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah, for sure. No, I can definitely see that. And I just kind of heard it and it just happened. And like, I think I played through it like twice. And that was
Right.
and it was like, okay, cool.
Do you find it difficult remembering the solos when you play live? Because you're on tour right now, right?
Yeah. So we just did a bunch of dates in a residency, and then now I got uh, a week and a half or so to get my new studio. I'm moving my studio to right now, so get that ready, and then we have some more dates. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, now like it's I kind of because the way that I record it happens so quick. I just kind of relearn them,
Hmm.
and then it's just it's just kind of there,
Right.
So, but
See,
it's
that's my worry every time I play live is like I'll have like a solo that I wrote, 5-10 years ago, and then I'll go to play that song and I'm like, I can't remember how that went.
Yeah, and I do end up transcribing myself though.
Yeah.
To be yeah, it's like just learning someone else's
Yeah.
your solo. But I mean, there's stuff that I know that I do sometimes, but like yeah, it's totally like just relearning the tune. Like if I haven't played it, and if I don't get a string of dates consecutively, it's still like that. So
Yeah.
if I'm like off for 4 months and I don't play like a string of dates, it's like, all right, like it may not be like from ground zero, but I'm still like revisiting all this stuff for sure.
For sure. Now, so what is your personal favorite track from this EP?
Man, I go back and forth. I kind of feel like I feel like right now I'll be fine is right now.
Yeah.
Now Rain, I love playing. I love playing all of them. All White M1, I love playing that too. So I kind of rediscovered. It sounds funny because I finished all this in January, like post production, but having a little bit of time, a few months before I started playing any of them, kind of just I kind of just like set them aside till I was getting ready to play, and
Right.
um, I had a different perspective too, because it's like, okay, now I'm outside of that whole process of listening to mixes and making sure I'm like good for 1,000 times. So like, just be able to just play them.
Yeah.
But I mean, Rain is like a favorite for sure. That's like that became to me like a closer, like a
Yeah.
show closer for sure. Yeah.
Well, and All White M1, that was my like battle. I was like trying to figure out which one of those two songs, Rain and All White, are gonna be the singles. You know what I mean? Like, because All White M1 highlights much more of your like R&B hip hop background, and
Yeah.
that Rain is much more of that indie like rock and roll style. So it's like you have both of these tunes that are super super well written, and it's like which one is going to be the one, man. But I really think Rain is it. I agree. I think that's a show closer for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And and it was cool. Like, so I did this residency at Cedar Point too. So I was able to play like 36 shows. So I was kind of
Oh
able to
wow,
see how like people like reacted to tunes,
yeah,
too. So, but those were both like, favorites. So it was kind of interesting. It's always interesting to see other people's perspective, like being so close to the music and seeing what other
Mhm.
people how they're feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so the next couple of questions here, I wanna talk about like what was your music influence
Okay.
on this project and the last one that you put out?
Okay.
Like, because they're two different sounds. So, what would you say was? Let's start with the first one. What would you say was like your inspiration musically on that side?
Okay. So during that time, I feel like because all of this stuff, it's kind of funny. So I like end up batching like all these synth sounds when I'm like starting to put stuff in. So I feel like I was just really I was listening to like a lot of Toro y Moi, like people that I really dig,
Okay.
and Tame Impala, and even like some early Post Malone too.
Hmm.
So I don't really have one. I feel like I absorb so much stuff, and I'm careful about like not listening to too much stuff when I'm playing because I can like listen to something once and just play it. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm like I'm try to be careful, but I feel like I'm drawing more on my sort of 80s synth and new wave
yeah.
sort of bag and influences, and that like Thomas Dolby like is like sort of stuff that I always kind of revisit, especially during that time. And it was like, so I wrote Keep My Cool. Some of these things I recorded, and they were recorded during COVID. So I didn't
Yeah.
put the EP out till like almost 2 years later, so but yeah, I was, and then even with that Keep My Cool EP, like Run It Up feels like it's a little bit of an outlier. That leans more into the bag of the more R&B ish
Hmm.
influence too. So, and without even thinking about this, I'm feeling like subconsciously these things just kind of seep in. They make an occurrence in a tune on both of these records without even, it's not intentional per se, you know what I mean? So
Right.
it's not like pre-programmed, like I'm gonna do this kind of tune, I'm gonna do this kind of tune, then this one's next. It's just like that's just part of my being. But I would just say that my whole like 80s synth and new wave and that whole genre blending scene of like whether it be Minneapolis, Midwest, all of that sort of stuff
Yeah.
was heavily influenced. Like Keep My Cool for sure.
Yeah, because that whole album is much more of like that the synth for sure. You were much heavier on the synth side for sure, but it's much more of like that like fun music. You know what I mean? It's like dance music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, for sure. And like it's kind of funny. Yeah, for sure. I agree. Like for sure. And then on this one, on Too Much, like I use this kind of electronic pulsing thing on, like, say, on Too Much when it actually
Hmm.
hits, even with the
Hmm.
guitars and that, right? And it kind of has that sort of bounce to it, but it's also like kind of just heavier, just
Right.
heavier, like it's just heavier in content,
Yeah.
too. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely like the content for sure is heavier, and then there's much more shine on your vocals. The first one felt like much shorter, punchier lyrics, and this one felt like longer, drawn out, like formalities and metaphors, and you just crafted lyrically. This one I felt was more in depth.
Oh, word. Well, I appreciate that, man. And it's definitely it feels like for me, just from my perspective, that it's just on this continuum, like this whole depth of what we were talking about earlier. Because it was like, okay, if Keep My Cool was reintroducing myself, then this one is like definitely more intimate. If it was like getting to know somebody, like, and I'm allowing this much of myself to be, and being kind of like having maybe a hard time being vulnerable, then now it's like walking in on this one, walking into like being full on vulnerable, and that may not, that's just the start of it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, dude, that's a great way to put it. It's like first date mentality, right? Like
Yeah,
your
yeah,
first one is like, all right, we're dating, and your second one is, all right, we're moving in together.
yeah,
You're gonna see the
exactly.
real me. Yeah.
Yeah, like here it is. So if
Yeah.
you better figure something out now, because I'm laying on the line.
Number three is gonna be marriage, man, and it's gonna be great. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
wait.
yeah, exactly, man. But that's like the beauty of all of this, especially being, an indie artist, that we get to like we get to just be who we are, you know, and
Mhm.
like and let it out. And that's like my hope with all of this is really just to connect with. I'm not trying to connect with everyone because I know it's unrealistic. I want as many people to love it. I'm not saying that, but I also know that this is for people and I just want to connect with the people that connect with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and I just, you know, at some point it's like, hey, like, I'm not gonna kiss someone's anus. So I'm not gonna
Yeah.
beg someone to whatever. It is what it is. Like I'm cool. I'm trying to be cool. If you're cool, we could be cool together. You
That's
know?
right. That's right.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah, man. I love that. What a great way to look at it, man. I love that outlook. That's awesome, man. So I do have two questions that we ask all of our guests.
Okay.
The first one is, what is a dream collaboration for you? Somebody that you feel would fit your sound, not necessarily somebody that you idolize or something, but like that would be a good collaboration for Chavar. You know what I mean?
Okay. So one person right
Or
now
or band,
or
either way.
band. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, you know, I think it would be cool to do something because I think this person is blend genres too, but I think it would be cool to do something with a Frank Ocean. Um,
Yes.
I think that would be a really cool collaboration for sure.
Oh, that would sound so good, man.
Yeah, I would be into that. Now, I want to pause for 1 second because I just thought of someone. Imogene Heap, too, was someone that influenced like
Yeah,
both of
yeah,
these
yeah.
records. Because like there's some underneath vocoder stuff that I took from that section bridge of hide and seek that's like influenced me for years.
Right.
So underneath, like on the Remedy, underneath on All White M1, is kind of like an ode to Imogene Heap. So I forgot to mention that.
And I forgot all about Remedy is a great track on that one too, man. You really crushed it with this one. Like it really is like front to back. It's a fantastic listen. I like that it's relatively short too. You're really good at like keeping the songs around that 3 minute mark. Couple of outliers, right? But for the most part, the album sits right around that 3 minute mark, and that is so good for what the industry has become now, especially being able to have the influences that you have and keep it around that 3 minute mark. That's impressive.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. And I think on the vinyl, I'm gonna do instrumentals for on the B side too, on the EP vinyl.
Hell yeah.
Thinking of that, man. So
Oh, that would be awesome, dude. Those would make great like backing tracks too, as like one guitar player to another, you know?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I did that on the Keep My Cool vinyl as well. So
I'm gonna have to buy it. I didn't know that.
yeah, man. I'm gonna do another edition. I think we have like I did a limited run with tangible formats, which they're
Yeah.
super dope. Um, but I think we might have like I don't even know if we have any left. We sold a lot during that Cedar Point thing. We might have one or two, but yeah, I'm gonna do another. I'm gonna reorder though for sure.
Awesome. So then the last question for the interview side is, we're called the Hook and Bridge podcast, and we ask everybody this question: hook versus the bridge. When you're producing, when you're writing, what is more important to you in the mix? The hook of a song versus the bridge of a song.
Ooh, that's a man. That's tough. I mean, I always say, I mean, really, the thing that comes up first to me most of the time, and is the most natural, like immediate, is the hook of the tune. Like
Hmm.
now, I'm a bridge person though, like in my in my heart, but that's like the honest truth. That's like the thing that comes that I'm always like, it's gonna rain on your parade, like those things, like. I'm just gonna go with the hook. You know, I
Yeah.
love a bridge, but the hook.
We honestly we considered stopping the question because the industry has moved so far away from bridges now. So I have
Yeah,
yeah, we have musicians that come on and they're like, there's not even a bridge on this album. You know?
yeah,
So
man. Which is like, yeah, like, and I try to like when I'm even writing a bridge, it's like, like on Rain, the bridge is really like an alternate chorus, but the chords change and the melody change, even though the lyrics is the same, right? So
Right.
like I try to like create bridges that are almost like once I have it, I just kind of hear them almost as like another, not necessarily an alternate verse all the time, but like another hook, a sub hook
Yeah.
almost. Yeah, 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 for sure.
Now, for me, growing up, started songwriting around like 13, and being forced to, every time I'd write a song, if I'd show it to somebody in any industry capacity, it was like, no, you need a bridge. No, where's
Yeah,
the bridge? And it's so hard now when I write to think like, I don't have to have a bridge. Like I still write, I will sit down and force myself to put a bridge in every single song because I've been trained in that classic format,
yeah,
So
for
do you
sure.
find yourself like trying to keep up with the industry in that sense of like, well, it doesn't have to be this grand EOS thing,
You know what? I just kind of, now I'm not going to say I don't listen because I do research and I spend every day doing market research. Like as indies, we kind of have to,
Right.
but I really, if there was a straight line, I would have been there a long time ago, right? So I'm like, I don't care. I'm just gonna do what I'm just trying to serve whatever I capture, whatever that
Right.
song is, and now there was a point where I for sure every song had a bridge, a short solo, and being a guitar major in school too, like, and then I kind of got away from that because it was like I don't want to only be known just for my guitar solos. I just have gone through this transition,
Yeah.
and it's like I wouldn't do it for the longest time just because I just didn't want to be known for that. But I would do chorus, well, obviously chorus, verses, a bridge, and some sort of solo
Yeah.
for sure. But then now, like there's gonna be at least one song that has a solo. That's like as programmatic as I'll get. But like with the bridge too, there's typically at least a song. I'm just looking at because I don't plan this out. So I don't plan it out, but I'm like analyzing this in real time, going through it now, and I'm like, I don't, but do I? Subconsciously.
Well, it's that programming, right? Like the
Yeah,
entire
yeah,
time the industry told us, no, it's got to be this way. It has to be formatted this way. It's not going to get radio play if it's not this way. And then you're pigeonholed and trying to do that the whole time, and now it's like complete rebrand of the entire industry. It's
yeah, for
everybody is
sure.
making new stuff, and anything flies now. So I know I had an artist on here that had an album that every song was less than a minute. And it was like, how billions of people are listening to you? I don't understand how. Like
Yeah,
it's just
man.
choruses.
That's like a 14-page set list on
Yeah,
stage.
yeah. Oh man.
For a 20-minute set, man.
Yeah. Oh man. All
Yeah, but
right.
it's like it is interesting, and I'm just honestly I'm just trying to do what I do and like just connect with the people that do. There's a lot of people on this earth, and I just want to weed through like the noise just to let
Yeah.
the people find this that need to find it.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know,
Yep.
and
Marketing and promotion is 90% of the game.
yeah, for sure. And I know a lot of people don't want to. They want to act like it's not a thing, but it is a thing. I
Mhm.
mean, if we put this much into it and like none of this is inexpensive, right? So then to just let it sit there and not market it is, I think, being frivolous, like really,
Right.
it's like
Right.
it's kind of irresponsible. That sounds harsh, but if you put this much into it, you want to let this thing like grow and flourish, you know? It's like planting a seed and not watering it, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and not only that, it's almost like blocking it from getting rain, you know? It can't
Right.
even. So yeah, and it is why that's really the job. Like after we've got the music and all that, that's like the job, you know,
Yeah.
really trying to like find spaces for this music, whether it be sync and whether it be outside of just connecting with people, not just, but with connecting with people and trying to play shows and all of that stuff is like, you know, just trying to give this music more energy and more life and more avenues to survive, you know, and continue. So
Right. That's awesome, man. Everybody listening, Too Much is out right now. Chavar Dontae, go check it out. Chavar, are you ready? Are you ready to jump into some of these questions, man?
yeah, absolutely.
So this is going to be a way for fans to get to know just some fun stuff about you.
Okay.
We call this game Mixtape. I picked out a handful of questions here to just kind of get your opinion. So the answer to all of these questions is going to be a song. These are all about pulling from your life and what songs fit the prompt.
Okay.
All right. So the first one, what is your road trip to Vegas song?
Road trip to Vegas. I would have to say Thomas Dolby, She Blinded Me with Science.
Okay, going straight into the 80s. That's a great song. What an interesting pick for a road trip, though.
On repeat.
Let's hope you're going from LA, man, because that trip from Ohio is going to be long as hell.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. At least halfway through that trip, you're going to have to stop somewhere and watch. What was that movie that featured that song? Where they make the girl in the computer.
Oh, Weird
Yeah,
Science.
Weird
Yeah,
Science. Yeah.
man. Yeah.
All right.
That's great.
Next one. Best song to montage your summer youth.
Ooh. Okay, let's see. Let's see. I've got a. You know what? I'm gonna go somewhere else because this. I'm gonna say, "Get Up, Get Out, and Do Something." "Get Up, Get Out" by Outkast. CeeLo
Okay.
on
Okay.
vocals. Yeah.
Now, why that song?
Well, that's very very interesting. So I love Gnarls Barkley, but CeeLo, I didn't even realize he was part of Goody Mob and that whole sort of thing. But it was to me, it was a really personal song. Well, it was an Outkast record, and he was
Yeah.
part of that crew. But for him to pretty much have the first verse and this whole thing, and I just remember the video, and I remember him like almost, it was like a coming of age, trying to figure out, like going through all this turmoil and like
Yeah.
trying to figure out his life, you know, like um and what's next, you know, and coming from his mom, you know, like telling him that he's being a piece, you know. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, it's like almost like a hip hop coming of age, but this southern kind of hip hop that was different, you know. So
And
very melodic.
it's a deep cut Outkast tune too. Like
Yeah,
that is
man.
not one that people remember. That you brought a memory for me back. I was like, oh, I haven't heard that in years.
Yeah, man.
That album is incredible. Oh, that whole album's so good, man. All right. So what song does the Academy Awards montage your life to today?
Wow. That's a good one. I would have to say, wow, that's tough. I feel like I'm not even close to being where I want to be yet. So I'm like, I can't even put that into words yet, but if I had to pick the Academy Awards montage my life today. So let's see. Can we come back to that one?
Yeah.
Okay,
See,
let's come back to that one.
for me, the first song that came to my mind, I don't know what this says about me, was "In the Arms of an Angel" by Sarah McLachlan.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing, man. That's really, really good.
All right, so off the coast of Australia, you're about to go swim with great white sharks with no cage. What song gives you the courage to jump in the water?
Oh man, this is very, very, very cliche, man. Van Halen.
Jump. My first thought was Survivor, the Eye of the Tiger.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. If that doesn't hype you up, I don't know what else. I
Yeah,
don't know
right.
what else does.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, man. Now there is a song. I'm to the previous question. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on the title. It's an instrumental from Purple Rain.
Oh,
Um, it's an instrumental from Purple Rain.
yeah.
Oh, it's at the end of Computer Blue.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like from the movie. It's this piece that his dad is playing on piano. He's
Yes.
playing it on
Yeah.
piano, but that's what I'm hearing.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's beautiful, man. I love that. Oh,
and I
I love
think the
that album.
piano version too, man.
Yeah. Dude, When Doves Cry is like, as a guitar player, one of the pinnacle songs for me. I love that song so much.
Dude, so underrated, so underrated. The tone and everything too. This is
Yeah.
too underrated, man. The
He
control, for
he was
sure.
such a legend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next one for you. A sea of people. 65,000 festival attendees eagerly anticipate your encore song. What song do you play for your encore? Giant stadium.
Okay, so I'm playing Rain for sure.
Yeah.
Like that's it. That's it, man. That's it. Like for sure. Interesting. A quick little side note. Interesting. Like the visuals for the lyric video, the animation for Too
Hmm.
Much was actually the whole concept. Amazing artist I work with, Steph. She goes by Trippy Steph. But my original concept that I sent him was like imagery of being in Sphere, like playing. I
Yeah.
imagine myself playing in Sphere, and that's all the artwork that. So
That's
all of the artwork
awesome.
from this whole thing is like what I imagine playing on the back and in there. So
Now,
speaking of festivals, yeah.
is that the artwork for the album cover as well?
Well, yeah. So the Too Much artwork was separate. I kind of invested a lot in the in the
Yeah.
artwork for
Yeah, the
sure.
artwork's killer. I don't know why I didn't even think to talk about that. Like, on both of the albums, the artwork's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you, man. We like really worked hard at it. He worked really, really hard, but the concepts and I can kind of sketch out something or send him a bunch of like storyboard, and then he'll just really put it in like.
Yeah.
Especially from my drawings of that M1, that the BMW, that rare car. But yeah, so like the Too Much single, because there's different versions for the single, and then there's an acoustic version of Too Much coming out August 1st, and there's a little bit of variation of that artwork for that too, and then there's the cover art for Rain, and then the all white M1, and so yeah, so all of this stuff is like what I envision at Sphere when I get a chance to play, like
Right.
so, and I just try to see myself in these places, because I could just see it, like, and having this stuff like all in that space, or like on giant LED screens at a big giant festival,
Yeah.
So
Well, and I love the cohesiveness of the color scheme too. Like from the first one to this one, like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have this really like cool, cohesive like brand color scheme.
Yeah, and like stuff, man, he does he's in Berlin. He does amazing job. So, and it's like I feel like very thankful that we've been able to connect. I've been able to connect with so many amazing people in there at their craft, and we can like collaborate and make like, in my mind, beautiful things, art pieces of art that are not just a fly by night stream. That's something to have and to hold.
Right.
Beyond the grave even. So I want someone to find this vinyl, find this artwork and this music, like long after we're not in this form anymore, and like,
Yeah.
people have their own take on it or whatever, or see that.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah, man.
and as a vinyl collector, like you'd be surprised how much the artwork matters on vinyl. I have found bands that I've never heard of simply because it was a dope ass album cover. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, man. And like, vinyl is not cheap. We all know that,
No.
right?
Yeah.
And it's like, but I don't. I put it everything on vinyl because
Yeah.
it's like I don't care what kind of sacrifice has to be made. You know, it's like I want this thing to live, because the streams, we need, that's a necessary part of where we are right now. But like someone coming up and buying a vinyl at a show, that's like one of the best experiences and interactions, like
Right.
human to human, and like, musician to a supporter, like, and I don't, that stuff just bonds people for life,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
just that one experience, and with the show, so yeah, man.
I love doing vinyl, especially because like there's something so relaxing about putting a record on and like listening front to back. Like you don't
Yeah,
do that on your phone anymore, you know? I'm very big about listening to the entire work of art.
absolutely. And it's like, it does like change your whole like sort of point of view and like your whole state of mind, and going through that process of just getting it out and putting it on, and it's like a thing, like a
Yeah.
real thing, for sure. I love buying people vinyl as gifts too,
Yeah, oh
so
yeah. Yeah. Especially like you know a friend well enough and you're like, "You know what? I know they've never heard of this band. I'm going to buy them the vinyl and just be like, "Hey, I think you'd really dig this album, man." It's
yeah,
such a cool experience to have.
for sure. I'm going in like, there's a store I did my very first in store ever. It's in a different location and new owners, but it still lives, called Culture Clash in Toledo. So, but really, really dope. Like really, really cool. But like I've had this concept to kind of go in and just pick like a few records of these. I'm gonna buy these vinyls, and this is just like my thing for the month, like, and I'm just
Right.
gonna check out, and just kind of see what's what, and dig for new stuff. And I always buy new bands vinyl if they have it too, for
Yeah,
sure. Just because, man, for sure.
absolutely, man. All right, you ready for the next one?
Absolutely.
Okay. Play the hip hop song that best describes your first year of college.
Ooh, let's see. Let's see. I would say this is actually this is funny, but I think it was on the Thug Life album with Tupac, Pain.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
But that sample from, I don't know what movie it was from, but it was like, I don't know if you remember it, but he's like, I can't help but notice your pain. And it's like,
Yeah.
my pain, share it with me. And then he goes into
Yeah.
the, yeah, man.
Oh man, especially as a freshman in college, you just over there just nosing the book, doing everything you can, you know?
Oh, absolutely. And like music school, like I ended up getting like a talent award, and it wasn't like a full ride or anything because they don't really do that for music, but um, it was still like pretty cool, and just feeling like there's people that have been playing like from all over Eastern Europe, like violin, and like people from all over the place that have been playing since they're like a day out of the womb, you know?
Right.
And it's like I didn't grow up like a classical guitarist or a
Mhm.
jazz guitarist, you know, like I didn't grow up on that kind of music. So it was like, okay, how like this is I'm in for it. I'm
Yeah.
like we're in here locked in the practice room 8 hours a day to hang on. So for sure, pain is like absolutely.
Oh man. All right, we got one more for you, man.
Okay, sweet.
Have you ever just wanted to drive really fast? And if so, what is your go-to like I'm in the fast lane song?
I would have to say, maybe Danger Zone.
Danger Zone's a great choice.
Yeah,
I
man.
like that question because of the M1, man. So,
Yeah, man.
what was
Like,
like the M1 reference? Is that a car you've always wanted to have, or is that a car
yeah,
you do have?
that's one of my favorite, well, probably my favorite car is
Yeah.
that M1. And the history is so interesting. It's such an unlikely, like classic sports car too, unlikely collaboration. Like everything is like goes against what an iconic sports car would be. You know?
Right.
So yeah, man, that thing. And I discovered that thing like I don't know, maybe a decade or so ago, like randomly. I love cars,
Mhm.
but yeah, I discovered this thing, and it's like, man, I can't get enough of it, man. Like, um, yeah, it's amazing. Like I really wish I had like three of them, you know?
Don't we all, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, you can have at least one or two to cash in on a on a rainy day.
Oh man. Well, Shavar, I can't thank you enough, man. This has been absolutely incredible. You're such a cool man. You're such a cool artist too. Like everything you're doing is incredible. Everybody listening, definitely go check out Too Much right now. Um, yeah, I can't say enough about it. I love the album. I think it's fantastic, man.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, and it's been a pleasure. I could do this all day, man. Like
Yeah,
it's been a
yeah,
pleasure hanging out with you, man. We'll have to
yeah.
do it again too.
Absolutely. Open invitation anytime you want.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, man. Well, hey, you have yourself a wonderful night and good luck with the studio move and we'll see you again real soon.
Yeah, likewise. And I want to see some riffs out of you, man. I want to see some riffs.
Okay, okay. You got it.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Later.
Later.
All right, everybody. That was Chavar Dontae. What a cool guy. What a great interview that we just had. That was awesome. Yep, Taylor is down in Florida. Dylan's feeling under the weather, so she didn't join tonight. Um, Lindsay and Adam are in Ohio, and I am here by my lonesome, working around the house, getting stuff done. Um, so yeah, it's just me today. I'm getting better. I'm getting better at this whole talking to myself by myself thing. I think. I think if I just pretend that you guys are my co-hosts for the week, that it is easier, you know? Um So, anyways, we did good stuff. I went and did something for Eric recently at Frank's Monster Munchies. That was fun. We he played with drag tones, and JD3 band played as well. I'm working on not saying as much, which makes it to where I have to stop and think before I speak. And that is a difficult habit to break. I'm realizing. So, anyways, yeah, we went out there, or I went out there, and it was a good time. I emceed the event, introduced the bands, and yeah, I think it was a good turnout. They did really great. We're gonna start doing live shows out there, it seems like. So stay tuned for that. I know I say stay tuned for a lot of stuff. I personally have not given up on the hunt for 100. I still think that that's a great idea, but since Taylor doesn't live here anymore, I don't have anybody to operate a camera. So I can't do it by myself. So until I get somebody to want to do it with me, fuck, I did it again. It's gonna sit on the shelf for a little while, but we are going to still do that at some point. So, anywho, you made it this far. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Please hit that like and subscribe button on the YouTube side of things. And if you're listening and you're not following the Instagram, if you could do me a huge favor and go over and do that, if you have an Instagram, it helps out far more than you realize. We don't get any financial gains from this show at all. So the way that we book artists is through our social following. And the more of a social following we have, the higher caliber guests that we get. So if you can do me a solid, just go over there and hit that follow button. That helps out a ton. We do have the YouTube shorts that go up every week, and we do have a TikTok. I don't know how TikTok works, guys. Whatever I'm putting on YouTube just goes up to TikTok also. I, I don't even know how to get into it. It just does it automatically. So if you're over there, search us up. I think it should be Hook and Bridge Podcast. And yeah, I think that's everything, guys. So it has been real, and peace.